Commissioner Ellis.
Here.
Commissioner Hoffman.
Here.
Commissioner Jones. Commissioner Jones. Commissioner Lark. Commissioner Lark. Commissioner Rogers.
Here.
Commissioner Ruddy.
Here.
Commissioner Sweeney.
Here.
Back to Commissioner Jones. Commissioner Lark. Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much, Tom. Well, welcome everyone to the Pennsylvania State Horse Racing Commission on this very hot Tuesday, June 24th, 2025. A quorum of the commission being present, then I will call this meeting to order. I just wanted to note that the meeting was properly advertised in accordance with the Sunshine Law. By way of notice, the commission did conduct an executive session to engage in quasi-judicial deliberation to be adjudicated at the public meeting and engaged in attorney-client privilege communication.
Just begun. Off for the entirety of Manhattan, Hickory Hill Park.
Anybody online who is not speaking, if you can please mute. Thank you. We will get started here with the approval of the May 27th, 2025 meeting minutes. You should all have them or did get them, and I would take a motion to approve unless there are other additions or corrections.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
And a second. Any comments? Anything to add? All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? No opposition, so minutes have been approved. Let's move on now to presentations. And first on the list is the Racing Fund May financial report. I'll hand it back over to Tom.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Starting out, the beginning cash balance was $1,721,000. Total revenue for the month was $1,649,000. Total expenditures were $2,312,000 for an ending cash balance of $1,058,000. To the commission statement, total revenue was $606,000. Personnel costs were $517,000. Under operating, total operating costs were $78,000. If you look at each one of the line items, there's nothing unusual within reason, within the budget. Total expenditures are $596,000. Any questions on the
It's
test?
Russell joining the meeting.
Russell Jones.
We have you down.
Thank you.
On to testing. Total revenue was $1,042,000. Personnel costs were $460,000. Total operating was $987,000. Nothing outstanding or out of whack. The specialized UPenn was $536,000. One note that we have a lease agreement for the petrol lab at Westchester University. It was signed back for 24-25. Somehow it was overlooked. It's been entered here. It's an ongoing expense every year, nothing out of ordinary. Total expenditures was $1,447,000. On to promotions. There's no revenue that comes at the beginning of July or August. Under expenditures, $254,000, which leaves a total expenditures of $1,392,000. The difference is, I believe, within $3,000 or $4,000. Everyone has submitted, and it's in the process, and it's downtown to be paid. So everyone that got awarded grants have submitted the paperwork to receive reimbursement. So on to the comparative year-to-date, May of 25 versus May of 24. Total revenue for $19,640,000 versus $19,446,000, which is a 9% decline. Basically, the lion's share is in taxes and penalties. That's reflective of the decline in the handle. Expenditures, personnel, $10,235,000 versus $9,375,000, 8% increase, about $800,000. That's all tied into the raises that were given over the year. for the entire Commonwealth, which also benefited the racing industry. Total operations were 9,962,000 versus 8,797,000, a 13% increase. The lion's share of that is on other specialized services, which is twofold. The timing issue, which we're currently up to date this year. Plus, as you remember, due to HISA and IWU, there was approximately a $900,000 to $1 million increase over the year before. And total expenditures was 20,198,000 versus 18,172,000 for the reasons above. It caused the 11% increase. The three other statements are restricted accounts. They are for the breeding fund, Thoroughbred, PA Standardbred fund, and the Sire Sticks program. That's the financial report, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on the financial report? Seeing and hearing none, we will move on to the HISA. Again,
HISA update, not a whole lot to report. As everyone's aware, we've been in discussions and negotiations with HISA and IWU about the assessment and the credits for this year. I was in contact with the CEO for HISA last week, Lisa Lazarus. She advised me she's still working on things. Nothing is finalized. We're scheduled for a July 11th call. The whole goal here, obviously, is to get the credits in line to mitigate whatever the track and the horsemen have to pay. Further update after July 11th. That's it. I'm not sure.
number 4, under presentations, the PTHA Backstretch Language Program. Jeff, Maddie, and Katie Dodder. Are they with
I think
us?
they're online.
They're online. Okay. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, there's Katie. Take it away.
Yeah, Madam Chair, Commissioners, first and foremost, I want to thank you for your time today. Sorry I couldn't be there in person. I'm down in DC at the American Horse Council, but I wanted to take this opportunity, and I thank Tom for putting us on the agenda. The PTHA just finished our second semester of English classes on our backstretch. We feel like this is a great program. I want to acknowledge former president of the PHBA, Greg Newell. He was the one that brought Katie to our attention. This is a great program that our horsemen were very excited about. It allows them to further their careers, whether they're a groom or hot walker. They have ambitions to be an assistant trainer, whether assistant trainers have ambitions to be, full-time trainers. We feel like this program, it's one of the things we're most proud of at the PTHA, and I want to incorporate, Katie into this and show you guys a little bit about what Katie does. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Katie Dodder, the founder and CEO of Advocate. So Katie, take it away.
Hola, everybody. Hello. My name is Katie Dodder. I am the founder and owner of Advocate. So quick background, I used to be a farmer. So I've taken my agricultural background and my love of language and teaching and turned it into a full-time career. So I was super excited with this opportunity twice now with PTHA to teach English for the backstretch community, to the backstretch community. It was so much fun. And I have behind me a smart board that I actually took with me to PTHA during the months of both November and May. Just to give you a little bit of background, like what we're going over. So I always do my research before I jump into another company or another sector of agriculture, and in this case, equine. And I came up with the help of PTHA, doing custom vocab lists. So you can see things, you can see the equine vocab on here. This is just to give you a little sample of what we go over. We do reading, writing, speaking. The students are very involved. We've actually done custom vocab lists together because they're like, okay, Katie, I need to learn how to say this, or it'd be really helpful to learn how to say that. So it's been really a great collaboration between the two. I'll also just show you quick. This is like a whiteboard on steroids. I love it. So we do, common verbs like bringing, working, writing, feeding, things like that. With my program, when I was learning Spanish, I teach both English and Spanish how language should be taught. And so that's in the efficient way. And the students were just super grateful for it. We had a lot of great conversations. There's a lot of cultural nuances there that I wish more people knew. But huge, again, thank you to Greg Newell, Jeff, Maddie, everybody at PTHA that helped make this program a successful one. The students are just, they're amazing. And for them to come in, it was twice a week, Thursdays and Fridays for 90 minutes. They had a blast and they learned a lot. So thank you again for this collaboration. If you have any questions, let me know. I would love to continue to do this. I do this in other sectors as well. If you have any questions or you want to inquire more, you want to learn some more, I'll put my website actually in the chat box. You can get a hold of me via email, but it's Agvocate if you get it, like, right, advocating for agriculture. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and thank you for this opportunity to share what we've done together.
Jeff, this is Sal DeBunda. I just want to thank you and everything you've done there. You've made me proud since I hired you. So.
I appreciate that, Commissioner. And like I said, I just want to thank Madam Chair, Commissioners. Thank you guys for always supporting us. We very much appreciate the collaboration. I thought this was a good opportunity to introduce you to Katie. Tom, I will provide you with all of Katie's details should any other track or association want to reach out. I really think this could get a lot of momentum, and the feedback we've gotten has been fantastic. And a lot of our backstretch employees, come to our office a lot more now. There's a confidence there. There's a comfort level there. And I think the more we can do in that area, the better off we can represent our horsemen. So I just want to thank Katie again. It's a great program. And if any of you have any questions for Katie, I will provide Mr. Chukas all of her contact information. And thank you again for your time.
Muy bien, muchas gracias. Like the equine industry, the dairy industry also uses a lot of Spanish. So I am fluent in Spanish as well. It as out of necessity. So thank you very much. Nice presentation. Okay, let's move on. We are in administrative actions. Going back to Tom, looks like. Thank you.
Commissioners, we need a motion to approve the simulcast calendars for July 2025 for the standardbred racetracks. That would include Harris, Philadelphia, Mohegan Sun, and Pocono Downs in the Meadows.
So moved, Commissioner Lark.
Second.
We have a motion made and a second. All those in favor? And any opposed? Hearing no oppositions, the motion moves.
The next motion is a motion to approve the simulcast calendars for July 2025 for the thoroughbred tracks. That would be for Parks, Penn National, Presque Isle Downs.
I will make such a motion.
We have a motion, a second?
Second.
We have a second. Well, I think we'll give that to Michelle. Okay. Any questions? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And
Aye.
any opposed? Hearing no opposition, that also moves. Thank you.
The last motion, Madam Chair, is to ratify the standardbred director's approval Meadows request to cancel live race days for Saturday, August 16th and Friday, August 22nd, 2025.
So moved, Commissioner Lark.
Commissioner Lark moves. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Rogers. Any questions? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay, I think that was all approval. Thank you. I think that moves it. That moves it ahead. Moving now to industry reports, and we'll turn it back over to Tony.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a reminder to everybody that's online for the benefit of the court reporter to please spell your name and state your affiliation. We'll start off with Scott Lisher from the Meadows. Scott.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the commission. Like everybody else, we're enjoying the lack of rain, but the incredible heat here. So we'll be racing tomorrow and Thursday this week. So we're monitoring the heat. Hopefully we're going to get a little break and a reprieve, but we'll look at things and make decisions on that tomorrow morning as we go through the day. Obviously safety is priority. As it relates to 5 weeks away from Adios weekend. So we're very excited about that. hoping to have a wonderful day of racing and the weekend prior with qualifiers, and just looking forward to the summer months. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Could you just spell your last name for the court
Oh.
reporter?
I apologize. Yes, Scott Lisha, L-I-S as in Sam, H-I-A, Director of Racing.
Thank you, Scott. We'll go to Mike Sullinger from Pocono. Mike? Do we have Mike?
Hi, Tony. It's Mike Harant, Harant. Mike Sullinger asked me to let you know he got called away, so he's not able to make the call. But we're like everybody else up at Pocono. We're trying to beat the heat, and unfortunately today the heat beat us. So we're not racing today, but we're hoping a little reprieve tomorrow, and we're going to qualify in the morning. So that's what's happening at Pocono.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Barry Brown from Harris. Barry?
Thanks, Tony. Barry Brown, BARRYBROWN, Director of Racing Operations, Harris, Philadelphia. Thankfully, we were not scheduled to race today or tomorrow. We did hold qualifiers this morning. Everything went smoothly. We'll be back in action Thursday, and then obviously, as we move into July, we begin our 4-day-a-week racing program. We add Wednesdays for the month of July, hoping the horse population holds up for that. So that'll be coming real soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Barry. Joe Wilson from Parks. Joe?
This is David Osajanek. Joe's at the American Horse Council in Washington, D.C. David, D-A-V-I-D, Osajanek, O-S-O-J-N-A-K, Parks Director of Racing. Everyone has, thank you for the time today. Everyone has mentioned the heat this week. Due to the heat, we canceled this week's racing today, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We're back at it next Monday. We carded 10 races. Our entries have picked up since we've had the cancellation, so it's not not all doom and gloom. And we've been speaking with Jeff Maddie about possibly adding a day or two somewhere in the future to make up for these canceled days. That's all we have for today. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, David. Eric Johnson from Penn National. Eric?
Thanks, Tony. Eric, E-R-I-C, Johnston, J-O-E-O-N. And for the third time, it is Groundhog Day all over again. We will be trying to run the Penn Mile on Friday. First post time for the 11 race card is 5 o'clock with a $400,000 grade 3 Penn Mile going off at about 7:45. Still looking like a great card for the night, so I hope everybody comes out and supports us, or at least, bets a few dollars through the online accounts. But anyway, very excited about that. Like everybody else, we are watching the weather as we get to live racing tomorrow evening. Looks like it's going to cool off enough that we should be okay. And then we get a little break in the weather Thursday and Friday. So the Penn Mile and everything, we should be in good shape and looking for a big weekend. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, Eric, good luck this weekend. Matt Ennis from Presque Isle. Matt?
This is Matthew Ennis, M-A-T-T-H-E-W, last name E-N-N-I-S, Senior Director of Operations here at Presque Isle Downs. We are racing, though our heat is 92, 93 degrees. We have a nice breeze off the lake here in Erie. We did race yesterday. Everything was fine. We were to make sure the safety of the animals and jockeys were in order. Everything went well through 16 days of live racing. We're pleased to report that our export handle is up 30 year, or about $3 million. So we're seeing very good results this year with our scheduled post time that the commission has approved, and we'll continue to monitor that. Live attendance as well, we are up 42% year over year, again with the post time a little bit later in the evening, allowing more people to attend our event. And we have our first stakes race of 2025 coming up next Monday, the 30th, for $100,000, and we are looking forward to a good field there and a good card. So off we go at Presque Isle, and that's all I have to report.
Okay, thank you, Matt. From the PHHA? Anything?
No report.
No report. Okay. We'll go to Donnell Mock from the MSOA. Donnell?
Thanks, Tony. Donnell Mock, D-A-W-N-E-L-L-E, M-O-C-K. Like Scott said, we're gearing up for the Adios here, and we're just working out a little deal with Fox Sports to hopefully broadcast the Adios nationally. So we're excited to hopefully get that in the works and get that up and running. And if anyone wants to sponsor or knows people that are looking to sponsor the Adios, we're looking for some race sponsors to help with that. Fox Sports. So if you know of anyone, pass them through my way and I'll send them the information for it. But that's about it for us.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you, Dawn. Jeff Matty from the PTHA. Jeff, you still on?
I am. Thanks, Tony. Jeff, last name Matty, Matty, Executive Director of the PTHA. Just two quick dates that I want to put on the commission's calendar again. One being Friday, August 1st. That is the day that Smarty Jones will be inducted into the National Racing Hall of Fame up at Saratoga. Good amount of our membership have already made arrangements to go up there. So we're hoping for one last Smarty party up at Saratoga. And then second being August 18th, that will be 2025 PTHA Owner Appreciation Day. Horsemen will have the ability to run for double the purses. We'll have our luncheon and we'll have a lot of giveaways throughout the day. So those are two dates I want to put on your calendar, and everyone else have a good rest of your week.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. We'll go to Todd Mosteller from the HBPA. Todd, are you on? No, Todd. How about Mike or Jim Simpson from the Standardbred Breeders Association? Mike or Jim?
I don't think you said
Nope. Brian Sanfratello from the PA Horse Breeders. Brian?
Hi, I'm actually going to be filling in for Brian. It's Avery Levanti, first name Averie, last name Levanti. I'm the executive coordinator of PHBA. I'm just filling in because Brian is on vacation. So the first thing I have is the transfers, the slot revenue transfers to the breeding fund for the year to date. We're up just shy of 800,000. That is because they doubled the payments the first 6 months of last year due to the budget only being approved in November. So just shy of 800,000. I'm so sorry if you hear my cat in the background. I have to work from home because we don't have AC in our office right now. So over this past weekend, we did have our yearling show. It was held at the Brandywine Polo Club in Tufkenneman. It was the first time that we had a yearling show. I was kind of responsible for putting together a lot of the details of it. We did end up with about 20 horses. We did have some scratches, unfortunately, but it seemed like a lot of people enjoyed it. It turned out to be a really nice day. A big thank you to Commissioner Jones for being our first ever judge. So the grand champion was Mackenzie Filly. She was bred and owned by Arrowwood Farm, and our reserve champion was a pat on the back colt who was bred and owned by Marie Morrison. So the grand champion received $1,000, the reserve champion received $500, and then we also had 4 classes. We had colts and fillies separated, PA sired horses and non-PA sired horses separated, and the top 4 from each of those classes also received cash prizes. And then all of the horses that competed will be eligible for a racing incentive. So they'll be eligible for $20,000 that will go to the highest earning 2-year-olds of next year. It's not just Pennsylvania, it's any earnings anywhere. And then we'll do the same at the end of their 3-year-old season as well. So we did get some really good feedback. It seemed like people had a good time, and hopefully it'll continue to grow into the future. We have our Mid-Atlantic Thoroughbred for July and August attached. It was a story that was done on the legacy of Betty Moran, just in Pennsylvania breeding and racing. She was the breeder of the dam of Sovereignty, who, as we know, is the Kentucky Derby and Belmont winner of this year. So we just have a story about Mrs. Moran and crowned his dam. And then lastly, we had an illustration done by Remy Beloke. It was a suggestion at our annual meeting this year to put together an illustration that demonstrates the impact of what the sport, different employees, the economic impact, tax revenue, whatnot. So you can see we do have that illustration attached as well. We had that sent out to legislators and also to our membership. But that should be all for me. If there's any questions, just feel free to let me know.
Okay, thank you, Avery. And that's it for the district reports, Madam Chair. There was no public comment.
No, sir, none.
Mike? I would like to take a minute to recognize I'm gonna embarrass him again. He embarrassed me yesterday, but it must be the year of retirement. Deputy Secretary Cook first, then Deputy Secretary Strathmeyer, and now unfortunately we're losing Mike Lebo to retirement. So all of us here, you all have worked with him, talked to him over the phone for the last 6 years, answered his emails, his requests. Sometimes he has to turn the screws on some people to get the requests, but we'll never have a more loyal or faithful employee than Mike Lebo. He has been an integral part of the team. I think of him as the gatekeeper. He kind of takes the calls, takes the complaints, and then passes them on to us. But moving down the road. But on behalf of Tom, myself, and the commission, Mike, thank you for all you did. And
It's been my pleasure.
I know your wife has a long honey-to-do list for you that she'll be getting started with.
She does.
Monday or Tuesday.
It'll start next Tuesday morning.
So, but enjoy your retirement.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. And honorably worked all of you. Really has. Appreciate it very much. All right, can we go now? Can we move?
Okay, any other, go ahead.
One more thing, I forgot to do this earlier. Commissioner Brennheiser, there's a book, I don't know if you guys got it. It's the Lancaster Farmer Fair Guide. And Commissioner Brennheiser took it upon himself to get this advertisement on the back page for the PA fairs. So anybody, I don't know if we have more copies around, but if anybody, you guys want up, you're welcome to this. But thank you, Commissioner Brennheiser, for.
Lancaster farming is $5.
Okay. Sorry, that's it. That's
Good, okay. Any other business to come before the meeting before we adjourn today? Anyone online? Anything to add? Seeing nothing online, nothing in the room, then I will call for adjournment. Okay.
Have a good week, everyone.
Everyone's-
Thank you. Bye.